but it smells. And there is no way that you're masking it that good that a fucking teenager doesn't know what you're doing. Which, I mean, I get it. You don't feel comfortable sharing because you don't want them to get into it. But at the same time, isn't that a little bit hypocritical? Because if you don't want them to get in it because you think it's such a bad thing, then why are you doing it?
Right. Oh, that is another thing is I don't like do things like people are like, well, you can drink soda, but you should tell your kid that they can't drink soda and stuff. And I'm like, no, we both do it in moderation. Like we do things together. If I expect my kid to do something, I best be doing it. If I expect my kid to, I don't know, floss their teeth, I'm going to be doing it. Like,
that's another thing I've heard a lot of people talk about is that they don't, and that's fine. That is your kid. That is your life. I don't hate on it, but it is a little crazy when I hear about it sometimes and people talk about, well, I don't let my kids have this. I don't let them have that. Only on special occasions like Halloween or occasional birthday party. And it's like, are you serious? You're doing that to them now, and then in the future, they're going to have probably a horrible relationship with food, or like they're just gonna continue to do this, and it's just gonna get harsher and harsher for the next generations of their kids.
exactly. Passing on that generational trauma.
Really, it is crazy. So, again, we did have a few different things. I wanted our podcast to really kind of like be mostly about cannabis. But definitely wanted to touch a few different things because we're both very interested in so many things. Thankfully, a lot of things alike. That's why we work so well. So I did want to get in a few different things. So we're definitely still going to be continuing the fun facts. Definitely found about our lovely Lexi. And then a few other things like sometimes topics which are so fucking hard to find. Actually, didn't think it was gonna be this hard because I'm not like, I don't know, I don't find out things until like weeks after they already happened, and to me that's like new. I'm like, oh my god, but then everybody already knows. So, but then we also got conspiracy theory, and I kind of found a fun fact that's not cannabis to kind of add on in there since my topic is a really short little thing. So, did you want to go with your fun fact?
Yes, my fun fact, and that's maybe one that other people know, but I didn't know it. Only female marijuana plants can get you high. Woo, go women! Yeah, but they're the only ones that produce like the flower and the compound that can like actually get you high and stuff. And if you have male plants around a female plant for too long, it will actually cause them to sprout too early and ruin the bud.
That's crazy. Wow.
I don't know.
Huh. I'm sure I probably heard of it at some point. But I can't remember.
I just can't remember.
I just smoke it. I don't really know. Well, that's cool. Well, so, the hot topic I kind of found, I don't really know if anyone really cares, and it is just a rumor, so it's not, I don't think it's for sure. Maybe it is, and I haven't seen it yet. So, just like I said, I don't know. A little behind on things. But I did hear a rumor that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is pregnant.
Oh my god, no fucking way.
It's a rumor, though, so it might not be for reals, but let's say it is for reals. Whoa. Do you have any opinion on that? Are you not sure if you want to speak your opinion about it?
I am supportive in whatever she wants with her life. I have tried to be judgment free. I get it. She just came out into the world after having to deal with everything she has. I am in no place to judge. But, congratulations if so. And if not, if that's something she wants later on, I hope she gets it.
Yeah. I don't know. If it is for reals, congratulations. Always congratulations when anybody gets pregnant. The only thing is that I did notice that a lot of people are obviously concerned if she is, because she, like you said, she just got out, literally, December? So, it's nice that she's had freedom. She hasn't had that long of freedom. And, you know, after going straight from being imprisoned, like she said, and abused and whatnot from her mom, and then going straight to prison, where you're also, I mean, like, you're not abused, I guess, maybe, but I mean, you're in a box. You're still in a box, so it's not much of a change other than she got to be more social with people and, you know, try kind of new things, but new things as in new things that are controlled by what they're allowed to not do. So it's not like she really got to experience things. And, you know, she still probably should have a long therapy throughout the rest of her life, probably. Not saying that it's a bad thing. Therapy is really good for a lot of people, but the fact that she hasn't done probably so much being out now, I don't know if being a parent too soon would be a good idea. Just because, you know, there could be something could set her off and throw her back into PTSD, and then, you know, that could really affect her with her kid. Like, what if, you know, throws her into this PTSD and then now she just ends up being like her mom. Which is a scary thought. Or she ends up you know, unaliving her baby, but I don't see that happening. But it would be crazy if her baby in the future unalived her if she ends up like her mom.
Oh my god.
Is not okay. Definitely not. I always think it's crazy. I absolutely love true crime and all that stuff. I was actually watching a documentary on Albert Fish last night. If anybody knows about Albert Fish, which that's another thing that I was interested on, you know, to add to our podcast. If anyone's ever interested in us talking about or throwing in like maybe short bits of a true crime, we definitely can do that. Or if you want a full true crime episode, we can probably actually do that too.
Yes.
We both absolutely love it. So definitely. But Albert Fish, for people that might not know who that is, he is a serial killer. He did target young children, mostly boys, was his ordeal. And he cannibalized them and stuff like that. And it gets into crazy detail of him talking or whatever about it on this documentary, which is absolutely crazy because it really gets into it. And I was watching it with my child's father, and there was a scene that popped up, and it was just, we couldn't. It was not supposed to be funny. It's a serious thing, but like there's cheeks on the screen, and it was just, it was too hard to like not take it serious. Literally flash of cheeks up on the screen. It was crazy. One of the flash was cheeks, and then the cross rosemary necklace or whatever swinging back and forth, and cheeks just in the background. I was like, oh my god. But it was really good. I absolutely love stuff like that. Very crazy. If you don't know who he is, definitely look him up. But a little bit of a trigger warning. If you're very sensitive to things pertaining towards children, I definitely wouldn't look up Albert Fish. But if you can kind of handle it, then I would look him up. It's really interesting. Really crazy. There's some of them that are crazy, though.
I don't even know if I know too much about him, so I have to do my own little research.
Oh, definitely. It's very crazy. It is, seriously. There's so many of the serial killers that it's so interesting to actually learn more about them than like the little tidbits or the movies and stuff like that. Other than the Jeffrey Dahmer one on Netflix with Evan Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Peters. That was a really good one. And I did like how accurate that they looked. Speaking of back to the Gypsy Rose thing, the show that they had for her, The Act, a lot of them looked just like them. Like the girl, I can't remember her name, but the one that played Gypsy, like they had her look about the freaking same. Along with Nick Godejohn. But he was
so close. It was get me goopy, man.
Weird to see. Did you notice that both of them, the actor for Nick Godejohn and my friend Jeffrey Dahmer are in the same show on Disney together.
Yes.
Which
yeah.
is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
noticed a
crazy
lot
that
of
Disney
the
stars don't get into serial documentaries afterwards.
Oh my god, literally. Disney star ended up actually being a serial killer.
But that is all the time I have because I got to get out of here.
Alrighty. So I think we will just probably wrap up a little bit after she leaves. I'll probably let you guys know about these conspiracy theories, and then we'll see you next Wednesday. So,
Bye.
alrighty. So she had to get out to run to the store, get a few last things for their trip. So, and then she has to run off to help out at her kids' school. So, just to kind of get into the conspiracy theories, because I don't want to really cut it right here since it's only at 26 minutes, I found one that some of you have probably actually heard, and it is the Backyardigans conspiracy. And I think I might have heard of this before, but it was kind of new when I did hear it. The conspiracy theory is that there is human-like figures in the background and the windows of the Backyardigans scenes. Just a few of them, apparently. I don't think every single one where they show the windows you can see it, but quite a few of them you can see the background on there, which is pretty interesting. When I saw the video of whoever took it or whatever, when they kind of paused it, I could kind of see it. I didn't really see it too much, really. But the conspiracy theory to that is that the Backyardigans are mental patients playing in the backyard of a facility or in a little room of a facility. And they think it's a backyard, and they imagine all these things, and the people in the window that we can see is the nurses and staff looking after them, which is a very that was a very interesting little conspiracy theory. Like I said, people probably have heard this before, but I thought it was very interesting when I was looking. So pretty neat. Another one, which is one that definitely a lot of people have heard, and it kind of makes sense, obviously, when you think about it, but it's also a little bit of mind boggling because it's like, why? Obviously, we'll never have answers for anything. But the people that do find the answers are close to the answers for a lot of things that we shouldn't supposedly know. Which is, it's always crazy when you think about things we shouldn't know. And it's always these crazy theories and whatever. But it's interesting how a lot of these people either go missing or some horrible coincidence, accidents happen to them, and they're gone. And it's weird to think, is it really coincidence, or is there more to it? Are the birds literally listening? No, I'm just kidding. I remember when that was a big thing. The whole government's using the birds to watch us and listen. I don't think so. I think they're just birds. They're just chilling. They're just doing their thing. They just so happen to be in the area when you're having your most interesting conversations. If anything, it would be the technology, which we all use, and I use, obviously, using technology to record the podcast, to keep in contact with people, all that good jazz. But I did hear somebody else talking about on their podcast at one point about these headsets, which I've heard before, because if a few people might not know, depending on if there is any fans of the Sword Art Online anime. I know it's an anime. Before you come at me, well, that's just like hot chain. I know, but in that they did have the gaming headsets where you're literally in the virtual world with the headset